Thank you for joining us today at our event, that is COVID-19 Diaries. The topic for today is social isolation and young people's mental health. This event today is one of our efforts to promote mental health awareness and well-being in the society. I would like to thank Relive Now for their collaboration today and making this event happen. Before I hand over the mic to the Relive Now team, I would like to make some general house rules and announcements. Please keep your cameras and mics off throughout the event. It will help you to experience the event without any disturbance and will also help you save the internet bandwidth of yours and others. If you have any questions, please feel free to write them in the chat box through which the moderator and our events team will put them forward to the panelists. Please keep your questions relevant to the topic only. You can right-click on the video of the panel members to pin their video on your screen to have a better video experience. This event will have a speech interpreter to facilitate anyone with hearing impairment. Also, please note that the British Council Library events are safe spaces and we will not tolerate any disturbance of any kind towards our event partners, teams, or towards any event attendee. Please note that this is a public event. Please avoid asking personal questions and sharing personal information here, which might affect your personal privacy. We will be recording this event for quality purposes. Now, I would like to invite Amna Asif, CEO of Relive Now, to introduce the event and take it forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Asim, for that introduction. Hello, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for being here with us. I am very, very happy to have so many people joining us for the cause of mental health, especially to our panelists, to our sponsors, to our collaborators, and our friends from Connect here who will be communicating to the hearing impaired. I'm Amna Asif, founder and CEO of Relive Now. Relive Now is an organization that was founded in 2018. It's a social enterprise जो कि उसका mission बहुत simple सा है to make mental health help accessible and affordable to all. और वो हम दो तरीके से करते हैं. एक हम करते हैं through our promotion of mental health advocacy with events like this and the content that we put up on our social media platforms. And the other is through our online counseling and therapy service platform, जहाँ पे हमारे पास counselors, psychologists, psychiatrists मौजूद हैं जो आपको services of online therapy provide करते हैं. If you need more information regarding our services, you can log on to our website and सारी information आपको यहाँ available होगी. And the purpose that we wanted to promote this event and do this event with you is under the umbrella of the COVID Diaries, where we felt that we need to promote mental health and talk about it because COVID में physically तो काफी लोग impact हुए, but mentally पूरी population impact हुई, and it's very important for people to know how to overcome that. So thank you so much once again for joining us. I would like to hand over the event to Sania Saeed, who will be the moderator for today, to introduce our panelists and take the event forward. Over to you, Sania.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Sania Saeed and I've been working as an academic and mental health counselor, youth counselor basically, and I'm also associated with Relive Now and I will be the moderator for today's webinar. And I'm very pleased to have you all here today with us क्योंकि शायद ये हमारी छोटी सी कोशिश है जिससे हम अपनी younger generation को और हमारे आसपास के लोगों का आज और कल थोड़ा सा बेहतर बना सकते हैं. So we are pleased to announce, just like Amna and Ehsan mentioned, that our inclusivity partner, Connect Here, will be translating this webinar for our hearing impaired members. Now I would like to introduce the panelists for today. We have Professor Naseem Chaudhry with us. She is a consultant psychiatrist and CEO of Pakistan Institute of Living and Learning. She is also a professor of psychiatry at Dow University of Health and Sciences. Welcome, ma'am. Secondly, we have with us Professor Imran Bashir Chaudhry, who is a consultant psychiatrist and chairman psychiatry at Ziauddin Group of Hospitals in Karachi. He is trained in USA and UK and is a professor of adult psychiatry at University of Manchester and visiting professor at Dow University of Health Sciences. And also with us, we have our psychologist, Yumna Osmani. She has a master's in psychology and she's also associated with Relive Now. And she has certifications in humanistic integrative counseling and cognitive behavioral therapy and is an active mental health counselor. And I'm very grateful for her presence here with us today. Now, I would just like to brief a bit about the session, how we're going to go about today. It is going to be an hour and 30 minutes long session. For the 30 minutes, we'll have a discussion with our panel, with our panelists, and we'll be having different question answers with them, which we have thought of our own, considering जो आजकल हमें मसले दिख रहे हैं, जो social isolation की वजह से among the youth, which is basically the main topic of today's event. And 1 hour, we'll have a question answer session from the audience, and we will try our best to cater as many questions as possible. So my first question from the psychiatrist would be, just like Amna mentioned, कि this pandemic has affected all of us one way or the other. हमारे youth ने, हमारी younger generation ने ऐसी चीज़ें फील की हैं, ऐसे stresses उन्होंने देख लिए हैं जो उन्होंने शायद पहले अंदाज़ा भी नहीं किया था उनको ये सब they have to go through all of this so suddenly and without being prepared for it. So my first question would be from the psychiatrist that the main terms being used, जैसे अगर हम जरा सी परेशानी देखते हैं अपने youth के अंदर, तो जो main terms use होते हैं, those are you're either feeling stressed, you're either feeling anxious, या anxiety हो गई, आपको depression हो गया है, तो ये सारे जो terms use होते हैं, तो basically could you please explain कि हम what are the initial symptoms, what do they actually mean in layman terms, and what should they look out for when they're trying to seek professional help with a psychiatrist? So just a basic overview on what these things mean, what these words mean, and what are the initial symptoms, please?
Thank you, Sana, and thank you, everybody. Sania, sorry, Sania. Thank you, Sania. Thank you, big thank you to all the organizers और जितने participants आए हैं. It's heartening to see के numbers बढ़ रहे हैं. This is such an important topic. Mental health awareness, mental health का stigma remove करना, ये हम सब की responsibility है. तो coming back to your question, ये unprecedented times हैं पूरी दुनिया के लिए. हमने ये situation, आप तो हमसे बहुत young हैं, हमारी generation ने ये नहीं देखी. So इसमें with COVID in itself, the worries about health, अपने dear and near ones को कहीं हो ना जाए, that anxiety, फिर जो lockdown का social isolation, loneliness, ये सब चीजें आपने मुझसे पूछा common terms के, obviously this is all leading to stress, anxiety and depression. अब stress और anxiety ये हमारे normal reactions हैं जो कोई भी threats या external triggers में हमारी body automatically response produce करती है. तो in a way it has a protective element as well, क्योंकि ये fuel की तरह हमें fight or flight के लिए prepare करता है. It prepares us for that threat. तो stress और anxiety में एक fine line है. Stress generally एक external trigger जो हमारे body के responses होते हैं, हम उसको stress कहते हैं. Anxiety is more around the constant worry, the thoughts, और उसके भी physical consequences होते हैं. तो इन दोनों में जैसे stress में ये है कि अगर जो trigger है, कल मेरा इम्तिहान है, तो मैं prepare कर रही हूँ. थोड़ा बहुत stress is good क्योंकि that will motivate me to study. मगर वो stress अगर constant हो जाए, वो days रहे, then yes, because it's having an effect on my everyday life, my functionality. उसमें ये होगा कि I'll experience physical symptoms. मेरी body में GI symptoms जैसे bloating, diarrhea, constipation, muscle tension, my heart rate can go up, मुझे sweating हो सकती है, मुझे उसके बाद constant headaches हो सकते हैं, and that can lead to more anxiety and depression as well. और anxiety का ये होता है कि छोटी everyday life की चीजें उसकी इतनी worry factor आ जाता है, हर चीज में एक negativity आती है, and those constant worrying thoughts are then going over and over in your head, so you're ruminating about it. Even अगर वो trigger खत्म हो गया है, अगर कोई triggering है भी नहीं है, but your mind is constantly worrying about it. उसकी भी physical symptoms होते हैं, वो भी इसी तरह आपके body response करती है कि आपका heart beat बढ़ेगा, आपका sweating होगी, आपका diarrhea हो सकता है. it will then affect our behavior. हम उसकी वजह से we'll not want to meet people, we'll want to lie in bed, we'll not want to go out, and that can then affect our mood. When we talk about depression, I'm conscious of time as well, यानी कि मैं पूरा आधा घंटा इस question पे ले लूँ. Depression बेटा is a mental illness. और depression का ये होता है कि depending upon कि उसके symptoms mild हैं, moderate हैं या severe हैं. And again, diagnosis हमारी ये symptoms पे base करती है. So it's lack of interest, loss of appetite, worthlessness, guilt, loss of energy, pessimistic thoughts, हमारी appetite, sleep disrupt होता है. और eventually on the severe end, we might have thoughts of not wanting to live. So suicidal ideations are जाते हैं. So in a nutshell, this is how I describe stress, anxiety and depression. Is that okay?
Yeah, thank you so much. One thing I would like you to add, please. So now that they know, okay, fine, we're having these symptoms, and you know, these are either mild, severe, or moderate. So when should a person seek professional consultation from a psychiatrist? When do they know that this is the time we should actually seek professional help?
देखो, अगर आपको 2 दिन 3 दिन आपको पता है एग्जाम रिलेटेड स्ट्रेस है, you know symptoms are mild, आपकी normal functioning पे affect नहीं हो रहा है, yes, you do at times feel these. तो इसमें सबसे पहले ये कि आप सेल्फ हेल्प, आपको पता है कि आपकी स्लीप हाइजीन ठीक है, आप एक्सरसाइज कर रहे हैं, यू आर टॉकिंग टू पीपल, सो हेल्दी लाइफस्टाइल बहुत काउंट करता है. उसके बाद अगर ये सिम्टम्स मोर डेज या मोर आवर्स इन अ डे आपको प्री ऑक्यूपाई कर रहे हैं, that worry is not going away, magar if they are on the mild end, then seeking some advice, talking to your doctor, your GP, seeking some psychological or psychosocial support, help, किसी से बातचीत कर लेना, seeking out a counselor, उनसे बात करना. But if the symptoms are all on the more severe end, कि आप 3-3, 4-4 दिन बिस्तर से नहीं उठ रहे हो, you don't have the energy to go and brush your teeth, आपको thoughts आ रही हैं suicide की, you are not eating or drinking, then, I mean, way before that, I would suggest that that's the time that, yes, you want to see a psychiatrist.
All right.
It depends on the symptoms, how it's affecting you, the functionality, aapki kitni compromise ho rahi hai, unki severity. But talking to someone, ye sirf apne andar rakh lena, I'm experiencing this, is absolutely not helpful. Sharing it with anybody, be it a friend, be it your parents, should be the first step. खुद ये देखना कि नहीं मेरी नींद, making sure कि मैं अच्छा ही खा रहा हूँ, so, अपने daily जो self help चीजें कर सकते हैं, वो I'm doing my exercise, making sure that all that is in place in the first instance.
Okay, thank you so much for explaining that. You know, I think it's pretty clear for everyone कि ये basic terms actually करते, what do they actually mean, और how does this cycle go, कि अगर किसी को stress है तो वो anxiety में किस तरह convert होता है, anxiety से कभी कभार depression में किस तरह वो change हो जाता है. Now I have a question for our psychologist, Yumna Osmani. So Yumna, now that we know what the terms mean, so can you please explain, or can you please, you know, tell us from your experience, when you have patients coming to you, what kind of symptoms did you see in them? What kind of, you know, problems did they come to you with? जैसे मतलब आपको क्या लगा कि yes, you know, they were basically they were right to come to you, and that was the better decision that they take, that they had to seek professional help from you. So could you please explain, you know, what were the symptoms which were from the patients that you had? Yamna, are you there?
She's muted.
It is off, Yumna.
Yes, I unmuted myself. Oh, okay. So sorry for that. Hello, everyone. And thank you, Doctor, for explaining it so beautifully. So Sania, coming to your question, the symptoms that my clients come up with, and normally what I see in them is that first thing जो depression या anxiety उनका target करता है is their belief in themselves. Self belief खत्म हो जाता है, low self esteem उनकी बहुत ज़्यादा होती है, तो एक kind of like hopelessness के साथ साथ helplessness भी उनमें आ जाती है. So they do not know कि let's just say that I have a glass kept in front of me and a jug of water. Now, a person with depression would not link that if I need to drink water, if I need to quench my thirst, मुझे उठ के उस glass में jug से पानी भरना होगा. They will see it as कि वो तो glass खाली है और jug पे lid लगी हुई है तो मैं कैसे करूं? You know, it's kind of that kind of a perception which creates that helplessness. और वो चाहे जो सी भी situation में हो, they twist it and fit it in that perspective, in that vision जो कि उनका mindset बना हुआ होता है. So it's more or less it is helplessness जो कि उनकी हर चीज को color कर रही होती है, shade कर रही होती है, low self esteem होती है, and because of that they kind of paint it with उनका लाइफस्टाइल जो है ना उन पे ऐड कर रहा होता है. They distance themselves, they do not seek out for help, they usually take it further कि जिस तरह अभी डॉक्टर ने बताया mild, moderate and severe होता है. तो जब तक वो बिल्कुल end तक नहीं पहुंच जाते ना, that is when they do not actually go and seek help. So usually with my clients and with my practice, I try to kind of tell people that do not wait for so long where your only hope is, you know, that either it's suicidal ideation or it's nothing else, you know. So it's kind of like, do not wait for that long कि आपका depression, आपकी hopelessness, आपकी anxiety has started impacting every other aspect of your life. अगर आपको लगता है कि कोई मेरे साथ एक ऐसा I have been feeling these strong emotions, चाहे वो कोई experience हुआ हो उसके नतीजे में, या चाहे normally I'm feeling such emotions that are troubling, जो कि मेरी capacity to work, मेरी capacity to connect with people, मेरी capacity to just be with myself को impact कर रहा है negatively, that is my sign to seek professional help. Professional help का मतलब ये नहीं है कि आप अपने आप के साथ ही एडमिट कर रहे हैं कि मैं हेल्पलेस हूँ, मैं अपने लिए कुछ नहीं कर सकता या कर सकती. आप बेसिकली एक पर्सपेक्टिव गेन करने के लिए, आप अपने आप को एम्पावर करने के लिए, आप अपने आप को हेल्प करने के लिए वो प्रोफेशनल हेल्प सीख करते हैं. So that's my general idea of what people come up with. They usually come up when they have given up, when they really don't see any other way. So my perspective is that don't take it to that point. If you feel something, normalize it, normalize seeking help, because it's going to only help you in bettering yourself. That's my idea.
All right, very well explained, Yamna. Now I think we all have an idea okay, when is the right time to actually seek professional help, what symptoms do we feel. So my questions, I'll go back to the psychiatrist now. So my question from them would be, so during such times, you know, seeking professional help becomes a bit difficult क्योंकि lockdown है और ऐसे भी बहुत issues होते हैं. So our younger generation tends to move towards self-medication for either, you know, when they're feeling depressed, disturbed sleep cycle, or other mental illnesses. So in your opinion, how harmful is self-medication?
Okay, thank you very much, Sania. So first of all, it's a pleasure to be here. It contributes to my passion of fighting mental health stigma, increasing awareness. So you guys are doing, mashallah, a fantastic job.
Thank you.
देखिए, एक basic principle है. We never self-medicate. Medication is never the best first option. It's mustn't. So जो है ना over the counter use करने का, अपने आप को self diagnose करके, and we all go through distressing phases. For example, जैसे example is of sleep. Immediately दवाइयों का सहारा लेना is not advisable. The first thing is we need to look at is कि हम क्या कर रहे हैं. We look at our sleep hygiene. We look at our sleep cycles. We look at our habits. कि you know how much of stimulants are we consuming, कितनी हम शाम में टी कॉफी पी रहे हैं, रात को हम बेड में लेट के कितना मोबाइल फोनों से खेल रहे हैं, कि स्क्रीन टाइम कितना हो रहा है. how much of stimulation is around in the evenings, what kind of food we are eating, कितनी हम exercise कर रहे हैं. A lot of things contribute to disturbing or disrupting our sleep cycle, sleep pattern. So we need to tidy sleep hygiene करें, हम अपने habits को tidy up करें. That's the simplest possible thing. Just regular workouts can help. Making sure कि हम लेटने से पहले आधा घंटा पहले अपने phones को, mobile phones को, social media को, chats को turn off कर दें. So we put it on the side. So those are simple strategies. अच्छा, problem ये है, मुझे the challenge that we face is a lot of people then start using over-the-counter stuff, especially benzodiazepines. अच्छा, to be fair, in short term for indicated uses they are good. लेकिन self medication में benzodiazepine are I would strongly advise against it because वो psychological और physical dependence cause करती है. And you know what? For short term problems हम long term एक गले में घंटी बांध लें, long term एक dependence डाल दें, it's not fair. Once you start it, then it's very difficult to stop, especially if you have not had professional advice about it. So self-medication, particularly self-medication and benzodiazepine का use, I would strongly contraindicate or strongly advise against. कुछ रेमेडीज होती हैं ओवर द काउंटर जो सेफ चीजें अवेलेबल होती हैं स्लीप रेमेडीज के लिए. वन कैन थिंक ऑफ थिंग्स लाइक मेलाटोनिन एंड अदर्स, लेकिन नॉट मेडिकेशंस दैट कैन कॉज लॉन्ग टर्म डिपेंडेंस.
बिल्कुल ये सही बात है कि चाहे कोई भी मेडिकेशन हो विदाउट सीकिंग प्रोफेशनल हेल्प और प्रोफेशनल एडवाइस और एनीथिंग, इट्स टोटली अनसेफ टू सेल्फ मेडिकेट योरसेल्फ. या घर में जो भी दवाई उठा ली, किसी को यूज कर रहा है घर में, वो उठा के ले ली जस्ट टू हैव अ गुड नाइट स्लीप और समथिंग लाइक दैट. So Yamna, my second question for you would be that okay, fine, for those who are not actually taking self-prescribed medicines, right? So they actually go into a spiral of feeling hopeless and depressed. So how do you think they can cope with these feelings and feel positive now that we keep hearing from the media that there's a second wave coming? So how do we get over the negative feelings of hopelessness and depression?
Okay, I'm going to actually highlight the opposite here. I'm going to highlight what fuels your hopelessness or that depressed feeling, that depressed mood or depression. First and foremost, जो depression or hopelessness को feed करता है वो है inactivity. When you're depressed or when you're feeling hopeless, there's this one key element. It makes you feel like it's very hard for you to get up. You don't want to get up, basically. Okay, so and the more you give into it, the more your feelings of hopelessness, the more your feelings of being depressed thrives. It doubles. So what you need to do it in order to cope with it, you need to counter it, get moving. And it has been proven even if you move for like 10 minutes, you walk for 10 minutes, it's going to boost your mood for 2 hours. Because when you get moving, what happens is it kinds of triggers your neurochemicals that are responsible in making you feel positive, serotonin and dopamine, all these elements, so get moving. Chahe aapko apne aap ko force karna pade, but that's number one element. Number two is isolating yourself. ये भी एक key feature है कि जब आप hopeless या depressed feel कर रहे होते हैं, you want to stay by yourself. आपका दिल नहीं चाहता क्योंकि आपको लगता है कि आपकी energy and दूसरों की energy match नहीं करती, align नहीं करती. So either you don't want to be the center of attention or you don't want to bring other people down because you're like, यार मेरा mood खराब है, बाकी सबका भी mood खराब हो जाएगा. So you don't want to do that. That's a kind of negative loop that you create and negative reasons that kind of you use to validate the feeling, the thought that, I need to stay by myself. And that also, if you give in, further fuels hopelessness, further fuels depression, further fuels all these negative mindsets that adds on to your state. So what you need to do again is do the opposite of it. Force yourself to spend 24/7 nahi, start small, do the things that you love with the people you know who are supportive and are healthy for you, your family, your friends. These are the people. Number 3, that what you can do is stop blaming yourself. आप जाके आपने कोई शॉपिंग नहीं करी है, उसमें आपने चूज नहीं किया है कि मैंने डिप्रेशन अपने आप के लिए पिक किया है और अपने आप के लिए होपलेसनेस पिक की है. नो, It is a consequence, your feelings are a consequence of your life and your circumstances. चाहे वो reason आपकी genes हो, आपके hormones हो, चाहे वो reason आपके कोई trauma हो. It is something that there is a reason. You didn't choose it. You need to acknowledge, like the doctor said, that you need to acknowledge that depression is a mental health condition. It is there for a reason. It is not something that कि आपके कोई बुरा काम किया है तो आपको punishment हो रही है. That's a stigma, right? So you didn't choose it. It happened to you. It's a condition. So that when you're going to stop blaming yourself, एक helpless attitude होता है ना जिसकी वजह से and which adds on to कि अगर आप खाली जाके self medicate भी करते हैं, that's kind of adds on to your helplessness कि यार मैं कुछ अपने लिए help करके नहीं कर सकता, I do not know how to help myself, so it's better I take something and get rid of the feeling, which is counterproductive. And you need to moderate, you need to kind of regulate how you talk to yourself. You can't be with people. Yes, connecting with other people helps, but then again, you can't be connected to other people 24/7. आप सिर्फ अपने साथ 24/7 होते हैं. You cannot escape yourself. So one thing, a negative way of thinking, unrealistic way of thinking, negative thoughts, the way you talk to yourself, if you're talking negatively, fuels depression. So you need to convert that into positive affirmations, into goals, into telling yourself that you will be okay, into finding support for yourself, and not just sitting and saying that, oh, I will be okay. You need to have that positive stance. So combining all of this together with the help and support that you need, and not being shamed for it, not being embarrassed by it, is going to help you in coping with your feelings of hopelessness and depression.
All right. Thank you so much, Yumna, for explaining that, because we all know how it is when we're feeling like this, and for us, finding a few coping strategies becomes really difficult. So thank you a lot for actually naming those coping strategies. So I would go back to my, I would ask the guests to please mute their microphones and to turn off their videos, please, so that this webinar can proceed. My question again from the psychiatrist would be that you already have explained that how self-medication is harmful. So there's a common perception that the prescribed antidepressants and relaxants can become addictive and can cause dependency. अगर हम antidepressants या हम कोई भी ऐसी prescribed medicine लेंगे जो हमारे psychiatrist ने advice की है, तो we'll either we'll sleep all day, or we won't be able to do anything or function properly. So this is also a reason why many people, even the younger generation, think of psychiatry as a taboo. So tell us how psychiatrists prescribe medicines and antidepressants are safe, and what should be the duration of the treatment for them? Like kitna duration होता है treatment का?
Thank you, Sania. एक तो सबसे पहले ये clear कि not everybody needs medication. जैसे यमुना से भी हम बात कर रहे हैं कि mild, even some moderate. ये मेरी choice या किसी आदमी दूसरे psychiatrist की personal choices. People who are like ourselves trained in the UK, you have to follow certain guidelines. जो दुनिया के जो बड़े psychopharmacology organizations जो हजारों लोगों पे research करके वो guidelines बनती हैं. So they are evidence based कि what works, what doesn't work, how to go about it. Every medication, मैं paracetamol भी उठा लूँ और अगर मैं आपको BNF ये जो book है जिसमें ये drugs की dictionary या diary है, 3 pages of side effects, paracetamol. और अगर हम ये analogy लें of other illnesses, take the example of cancer. Cancer की treatment is very, very strong. कि वो आपके कैंसर सेल्स के साथ साथ पहले आपके नॉर्मल सेल्स को भी किल करती है. And that's how it gets rid of the cancer. But people take it because they want to live, they want to get better, और वो ठीक होते हैं. तो हमें ये देखना है कि हर चीज का before we make a decision, if I'm prescribing somebody medication, we have to weigh the consequences, risk, benefit, और एक informed decision होती है. Antidepressants एक तरह की नहीं होती, कुछ होती हैं जो एक न्यूरोट्रांसमीटर पे, कुछ दूसरे न्यूरोट्रांसमीटर पे, and there are You go, there are gradings. एक first line antidepressants है, जो आपको अगर पहला एपिसोड है तो you go for them because they are safer, उनका mode of action कुछ receptors पे होता है और उनकी evidence base first episodes में बहुत अच्छा हुआ, तो वो हमारी first choice होती है. And then if they are not working, you move on to the second. तो एक ये and then third and then combinations. और अगर treatment resistant है, then you add other things to it. ये जो है कि side effects होंगे, SSRIs के common side effects GI के होते हैं, but those are side effects not everybody experiences them. A small minority does. और जो अगर करते भी हैं, then there are ways you go about it. You start slow, you make sure कि वो empty stomach पे ना लें, और अगर वो ज़्यादा है तो 3-4 days के लिए you give something to help the side effects, because जिनको होते भी हैं they are short lasting, 4-5 दिन होके they settle down. जहाँ ये है कि antidepressants are addictive and you become dependent and you become a zombie और आप खा के, all SSRIs are alerting medications, उनमें कोई sedation नहीं है, कोई evidence नहीं है कि they can form dependence or you become addicted to them. There are ways in how you start them and how you take people off, because people can experience sudden stopping से withdrawals. और उसको लोग समझते हैं कि ओ ये इसलिए हो रहे हैं क्योंकि मैं तो एडिक्ट हो गया था. It's not that, it's just because they very suddenly stopped them. So I don't know if I've answered your question. Yeah, you want to...
No, you have answered it perfectly, because this is what the misconception was all about. So I'm pretty sure that now that you have explained it so very well, the misconception for a lot of people has cleared now. So yeah, thank you so much for answering that. Yeah, sure.
Because only people who have experienced it, जिनके lived experiences अगर आप पढ़ें, people who have severe depression, कि जो they end up killing, 4 अपने बच्चे end up killing themselves. Can we even imagine कि उनके वो जो last 5-6 महीने होंगे किस agony और misery में होंगे? Severe depression is a very sad and an illness that we would not wish on anybody. इसकी treatments हैं. It's a treatable condition. When we talk about treatment, we don't talk about symptom improvement. We talk about remission. Please, Yumna ने भी आगे ये बात की. हम थोड़ा सा context से अलग जा रहे हैं, but I think this is so important to convey to our young audience कि, और इमरान शायद अगर टाइम होगा बात करेंगे क्योंकि इमरान की expertise इस एरिया में है, early psychosis. इतना evidence है कि treating it early stops the chronicity, stops the severity. Anti-depression में भी ये evidence अब आ रहा है. The sooner we treat, the better the long-term outcome. The longer we leave, the difficult उसकी treatment होगी और outcomes of severity ज़्यादा होगी. I just wanted to add this.
Thank you so much for that addition, and I hope it is much clearer to people now. Okay, Yumna, my last question for you is, as the outside world is completely shut, right? Many from our younger lot turn towards online gaming, video gaming, excessive media consumption, binge watching, and for some it turned out to, turned into an addiction, further distancing themselves from social interactions. So how do you think that these addictions add to feelings of loneliness, and how are they supposed to deal with it now that, we're transitioning to normal life, to normal routine life?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for this question, Sanya. So what happens is that addiction and feelings of loneliness work in 2 ways. They go hand in hand. आप isolated feel करते हैं, आप lonely feel करते हैं, इसलिए you kind of take on something, and in this example you take on gaming, right? तो gaming आपने एक void अपनी life में पहचाना था, and then you took it. And now what has happened paradoxically, वही गेमिंग जो कि आपने एक void fill करने के लिए उठाया था, एक अपनी लाइफ स्टाइल का हिस्सा बनाया था, अब वो addiction हो गई है. Addiction का मतलब है that you are feeling this overwhelming urge and need to kind of play all the time, right? To let go of your basic life needs and other life needs जो कि basic होती हैं, but you, because you're an addict now, they don't seem that relevant or at the forefront anymore, so you neglect them. That kind of reinforces the cycle of addiction. तो जो चीज आपने void fill करने के लिए ली थी, अब वही चीज reason बन गई है of you isolating yourself, of you disconnecting yourself with the people and not finding the time as well as the energy to go about doing your daily things, like connecting with people, talking to your family, eating, having a meal with your family, doing your work, doing your assignments. All these things go at the back because addiction का मतलब यही है कि वो एक imbalance हो गया, right? तो active addiction जो होती है, अब आपने let's just say pandemic में you were anxious, you were vulnerable, you were scared, you did not know what's happening, right? So आपके life में gaming as a best friend आई, that gave you that support. So it became your crutch. Now, you need to first and foremost, you need to identify, in order to beat the addiction, you need to identify कि ये जो चीज मेरी जिंदगी में आई थी, ये एक important थी मेरे लिए. I need to give it that respect, because when I'm going to try to beat it, I'm going to get that reality check, you know, what other aspects of my life are suffering, and I need to find some form of balance. So first and foremost, you don't need to go cold turkey on it. You need to give it that, or you don't need to be hating on something, not necessarily. You need to recognize that this was important in my life. I have some emotional associations with it. Give it the respect. Embrace the feelings that you're feeling. You will feel pain. You will feel hurt. You will feel loss. You might as well feel angry. You might as well feel lonely. That is part of the process. You need to be compassionate with yourself. You need to take care of yourself accordingly. And remember, ये pandemic था, global pandemic, right? Global का मतलब है पूरी दुनिया आपके साथ थी, सिर्फ आप अकेले नहीं थे. And gaming is also a part of the world. There are a lot of people who are in the same boat as you. So you're not alone. There is an entire support group. अगर आपको लगता है आपके immediate family and friends, they might not be able to understand what you're going through, someone in the world will. Reach out. It's a virtual world. It connects the world. To be very honest, it's under the tip of our fingertips. What we really need to do is find a support group that fits our need. We will be able to get that. Set objectives for ourselves. हमारी objective रखना, हमारा vision रखना, हमें वो drive देगा कि you know what, this is what I want in my life. I do want to find the time to live my life. I do want to find the time to actually be able to do the things that give me the energy. Don't deplete me of that energy. So all of this will help you. Setting a routine for yourself will help you because it reinforces control. जो control आपको लगता है आपके हाथ से slip हो गया है, will give you that control back. So all of this helps in kind of fighting the addiction. But however, while fighting it, you need to know that you need to really, really be compassionate with yourself. You really need to be respectful of your process. It's not going to be a process that एक ही झटके में आपने आज decision लिया तो कल बस आप you're over it. No, it's a process. There are going to be days when it's going to be challenging for you, and that is why I'm going to keep reinforcing on the compassion bit. आप हो सकता है आप गिरेंगे बीच में, but you need to realize that you know what, it's okay, I can do it. I need to take care of myself in the process, and all of this will help you in fighting it and seeing what you really want from your life.
All right. Thank you so much for explaining that. I hope your answer helps our youth to basically get back to routine life and you know how to deal with this new situation once everything inshallah gets back to normal soon. So Professor Imran, would you like to add something to it add something to whatever we're discussing right now before we go to the audience for questions?
I think I would just want to add on to Dr. Naseem Ali about treatments. You remember, treatments are biopsychosocial. Mild to moderate, may you go for psychosocials first and then add the biological. It is like treating any other illness of the body. अगर आपने किसी की डायबिटीज ट्रीट करनी है, जब तक आप उसके लड्डू और हलवे बंद नहीं करा देते और उसकी थोड़ी सी एक्सरसाइज और बेस लाइन कम नहीं कर देते, तो सारी दुनिया की इंसुलिन भी उसको ठीक नहीं कर सकती. The same thing is with mental health. We are at a stage of our, alhamdulillah, knowledge where with research has given evidence that a lot of times you can literally change the trajectory of the illness. And so the myth that these cannot be treated, or once it happens, you're stuck with it, it should go out of the window now. And then let's go to the questions.
Okay, thank you so much for that input, Doctor. Now we will take the questions from the audience. I would request the panelists to please give a maximum of 2 minutes for each question, because we have a lot of questions coming. So my first question is from the psychiatrist, that there's this question: how do you get young people to socialize face to face post COVID, given that all of them have health and safety concerns?
All of them have
health and safety concerns. Like, how do they interact once the COVID is over, face to face, because everyone have health and safety concerns now.
So health के उनकी health affect.
बिल्कुल.
I think अभी मतलब post COVID जिस तरह lockdown खुला है, my advice would be कि we still sort of follow the SOPs, still हम वो social distancing रखें, mask रखें, and we have to tell ourselves कि not everybody is infected with it, हर एक को नहीं होता है. This is not something and we exactly know how the transmission is. So as long as कि हम वो जिनकी कि हम not touching hands and not sitting so close कि आप वो droplets आ रहे हैं, for the near future, even अगर lockdown खुल गया है, it's best practice कि हम वो SOPs follow करें and remind ourselves that this is not something कि जिन्होंने ये precautions follow कर रहे हैं, बहुत से लोगों को नहीं भी हो रहा है, और हम भी अभी जैसे सब हैं, तो we are not everybody gets it, जिनको होता भी है, बहुत से लोग ठीक भी हो गए हैं. So we have to keep telling ourselves that this is not something that everybody will definitely have it, और हर कोई rates down हुई हैं. This means कि virus की severity या वो भी कम हो गई है, but still with the SOPs, I would say कि yes.
Exactly, just like that के recovery rate ज़्यादा है death rate से, so we need to focus on that as well कि ज़्यादा 90% recover हो जाते हैं and very less people are not able to recover from it.
Absolutely.
Okay, Yamna, my question from you would be, how can we manage someone who is angry all the time and is increased during the pandemic? It's a question related to anger management. So how do you think that it will be managed?
Okay. So one basic thing that I really need to do is you need to do a self-check every morning. What am I feeling? How am I feeling? Why am I feeling this? Without understanding the trigger source के अगर मुझे गुस्सा आ रहा है तो क्या ये generalized गुस्सा है, मुझे हर चीज पे आ रहा है, या कोई चीज, कोई event, अगर मुझे हर चीज पे आ रहा है, so has it come out of the blue? Or has it come after a particular event? कोई experience मेरे साथ कोई ऐसा हुआ है जिसने मुझे impact किया है, but I haven't registered it and therefore वो displaced anger है. तो वो trigger source को समझना सबसे पहले very important है, because general जो tips होती हैं वो तो वही होता है कि you know what, support लें, don't be angry, find a healthy channel of expression. These are your general tips. Find another substitute. It's always better. Anger is a basic human emotion, ठीक है? The way you express it kind of determines whether it's healthy or unhealthy. So you need to understand कि आप अगर गुस्सा feel कर रहे हैं तो आप गलत इंसान नहीं हो गए. It's a basic human emotion. It is stemming out of some source. What is that source? Why did it make you angry? Did it kind of trigger some insecurity in you? Or was it valid of you to be angry because you were wronged? right? So that kind of understanding will help dictate how you should go about it. So once again, I would really like to enforce here कि गुस्सा गलत नहीं है, गुस्से का तरीका is something that determines whether आप सही हैं कि नहीं है. So you need to understand kind of like just talk therapy हम इधर कर सकते हैं कि treat people the way you want to be treated here. अगर आपके सामने कोई आए और आपको thrash करे without giving you an excuse, kind of you will not feel good, and it would reinforce anger, frustration, and kind of a loop of all those events. So what you really need to do is spend some time with yourself, try to understand your emotions, try to understand how it impacts you. Because हमें क्या होता है कि हमें गुस्सा आता है और sometimes हमें समझ में नहीं आता कि you know what, I'm going to react in such a way. So first step is understand how is it going to impact me. Will it kind of impact my ability to make decisions? Will it impact my ability to talk to people? Will it impact my decision to take care of myself? Because it can be self-harm, it can be harm inflicted on other people, it can be harm inflicted on my environment, right? So understand कि क्या-क्या आपकी capacity है, and then break it down कि अगर self-harm है तो self-harm के pros and cons क्या हैं. Like Dr. said कि weigh करें अपने consequences को, weigh करें अपने answers को. Pros and cons kind of give you that clarity कि let's just say कि अगर मुझे गुस्सा आया है and मुझे गुस्सा एक friend पे आया, now I'm not talking to the friend, I'm giving that friend the silent treatment. Is that adding on to my frustration or is that solving the problem? So the solution lies in weighing and reflecting कि जो management वाली चीज है, you really need to be mindful of what you are doing. You really need to be mindful of how you're handling that scenario that you're in.
Exactly. Thank you, Amna, for that. Words to remember कि गुस्सा गलत नहीं है and गुस्से का जो reaction होता है वो गलत है. बिल्कुल सही आपने अच्छे से explain किया. Now I would request Professor Naseem and Imran to answer this question, please. How to motivate and convince yourself or someone to seek professional help since it's been seen as a sign of weakness?
देखिए, we have to understand that we all go through difficult times. We all go through situations when we get overwhelmed. There is nobody on this planet जो के distress से, stress से, difficult period से, occasional lows से, occasional highs से नहीं गुजरता. And that's the reality. First of all, अगर मुझे हो रहा है, if I'm distressed, if I'm stressed, if I'm anxious, this doesn't mean that I'm constitutionally weak. I'm not. But as Professor Naseem ने पहले कहा था कि when it starts impacting on your daily life, when it's persistent, when it's interfering with your relationships, your functionality, your work, then this means that now you need to do something about it. फिर उसको भी stage wise करें. The next stage is कि seeking help doesn't mean कि आपको दवाइयों की ट्रिपें लगा दी गई हैं. No, it can just be looking at your lifestyle, looking at your choices, looking at your relationships, just going out for regular workouts. For God's sake, do nothing. आप मकसद है अगर घंटे की sorry, ma'am, slightly fitness junkie, so just do that. आप घंटे की वॉक और दौड़ लगा लें. You know what 90% आपकी चीजें can be and talking to people, just simple communicating. You don't. So बहुत सारी simple solution है. होता ये है कि हम फौरन stress हुआ, anxiety हमने कहा, oh my God, so I now have to see a psychiatrist. That taboo, the stigma kicks in, and you say, no. 80 to 90% of people having mental health issues they are resolved in the community. They don't need professional help. It's only the 10 to 15-20% who would require some form of professional help, and a much smaller percentage that will require medications. So, इसको अपने आप पे तारी ना करें. Basic strategies खुद first put in करते हैं. Try that for a short period of time, and then अगर नहीं होता, then go to the next step.
मैं इसमें बस एक चीज ऐड कर दूं. मेरी टांग आज बाहर खेलते खेलते टूटती है and I go to ER और मैं वहां जाके अपना रिप्लेसमेंट भी करा लूं फीमर को, वो भी that's not weakness. I'm not strong enough कि मैं मेंटल हेल्थ चूंकि दूसरों को नहीं नजर आ रही, but जो इंडिविजुअल एक्सपीरियंस कर रहा है वो बहुत एगनाइजिंग है. Why it's हम समझते हैं, ये हमारा परसेप्शन है that it's a sign of weakness. Others don't perceive it like this. So we need to work on our own internal stigmas.
बिल्कुल
ठीक है?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सही कि हर चीज़ का इलाज शायद दवाई से ना हो. Communication can cure half of those who are facing such issues and problems. So very well said. Now, Yumna, I would like you to answer this question, please. That how do we believe in ourselves, even though we know that we have to put a lot of effort and it's not working?
Okay. Once again, I would take it back to the way we talk to ourselves. It's just that हम जिस तरह बड़े होते हैं, जिस तरह हम अपने आप को प्रोग्राम करते हैं, हम kind of, we've heard that phrase, putting all our eggs in one basket. That's what we do. So we put all our effort, all our energy, all our hopes, all our emotional investment, all our financial investment in that one particular plan A. Or one particular plan A agar kaam nahi karta, so it's like, oh, life has ended, I am worthless, I cannot do anything. That's also one of those things jo I commonly come across, कि उनका एक plan अगर काम नहीं किया तो बस life has ended, they are worthless, they are useless, उनका grade A से अगर grade B आ गया तो बस they have failed. They're not going to get admission into any recognized university. They cannot make anything out of themselves. That's the mindset. And that actually goes much deeper because it's the way our society is being programmed, it's the way our society and culture thrives in making people perceive that agar aapko success ki definition में आप fit नहीं करते, if that success की definition is working for a multinational corporation, if that success की definition is earning a God knows how many figures, and if you're not fitting into that, then you're a failure. So that kind of mindset adds on to your self-esteem, adds on to your कि अगर आपने top-notch universities में admission नहीं हुआ, so you're a failure. If you're not getting A star, then आपका A level का O level का result, you're a failure. So it's that kind of mindset that adds on to or prevents us from seeking out options. For example, अगर अभी भी we've had, I mean, life, I do not know even a single person who has not had downfalls or failures or have not faced challenges in a life. Life is basically, it's a package of challenges, it's a package of failures, it's a package of learning and opportunities. But what kind of sets us back is that हम बस एक ही चीज को fixated लेके हम ये glorified version अपने अंदर रख के कि success यही है, growth yahi hai, development yahi hai, that hinders us. So what we really need to do is ये सारी ये इन चीजों को हम इन definitions को recognize करें as very skewed, as a skewed perspective. And we need to see it as such, right? And then we need to recognize कि हमारे अंदर किस चीज की potential है और क्या दुनिया उसको cater करती है with its ungiנת infinite opportunities. It does. So we need to see the opportunities that are endless. We need to not limit ourselves with plan A, plan B, or plan C, but plan D, E, F. That will help us in overcoming any kind of failure, any kind of notion that we're not fitting in, because life is really, it is a consequence. It's an amalgamation of failures, of development, of growth, and it will set you back, because I have not come across even a single person who has life unki bas success and glory se bhari hui hogi. So that helps.
Very good. So the message is not to give up and just keep working for whatever you are striving to achieve. So now I have a question for Professor Imran. The guest has asked that please explain psychosis in more detail, and what should we do if we can identify those signs in a teenager?
Okay, आप लोगों के पास कितना time है? This is the passion I have, and I can talk about next 24 hours.
अभी हमारे पास आधा घंटा है.
So psychosis is it's इट्स अ स्टेट ऑफ माइंड जिसमें हम रियलिटी से डिटैच हो जाते हैं। जो चीज़ें हमारी थॉट्स एग्जैजरेट हो जाती हैं, हमें चीज़ों को मिस इंटरप्रेट करने लगते हैं इन ऑल मोडालिटीज, थॉट्स में, अपनी देखने में, सोचने में, टच में, स्मेल में। सो उसमें पीपल स्टार्ट बिकमिंग ओवर सेंसिटिव टू द एक्सटेंट ऑफ बीइंग पैरानॉइड, सस्पिशियस एंड firmly believing in there's a plot persecution against them. People can start hearing things, people can start seeing things when they are just by themselves. Now, so ये बहुत simple है. So it's we getting detached from reality. Thoughts बहुत ज़्यादा race करने शुरू हो जाती हैं. कभी हम बहुत high तो देखिए हम सब होते हैं. We all get excited. But high to the terms of crossing the realms of reality. कि मैं समझूं, मैं इतना ग्रैंडियोस होना शुरू हो जाऊं कि you know what, anything I can achieve, God Almighty is talking to me, I can start giving a million each to 141 participants right now here, you know, those are unrealistic. हाँ, realistic ये मैं सबके लिए दुआ कर सकता हूँ, I'll pray for everyone कि inshallah everybody becomes successful. So उसको differentiate करना. What do we do? In the last 20 years, साइकोसिस की एविडेंस बेस में, रिसर्च में बहुत ट्रिमेंडस फर्क पड़ा है. पहले जिसको खुदा ना खास्ता किसी को साइकोटिक इलनेस होती थी, वी वुड से दिस इज द एंड गेम. नो मोर. आई रिपीट, it is, we are now at a stage कि alhamdulillah where we can talk about not just changing the trajectory of the illness, but we can actually now start talking about preventions. Can you imagine कि mental illnesses में we can think of not just damage limitation but preventions as well. So the key is, जो शुरू में एक डॉक्टर नसीम ने point highlight किया था, is picking things up early, nibbling it in the bud. तो हम उसको जड़ में ही उसको से पकड़ के उसको उखाड़ दें. So treating early warning signs, early recognition. For example, एक बच्चा है, 9वीं 10वीं क्लास का है, उसका behavior suddenly starts changing. Either he becomes very irritable or aggressive, or he's from a person जिसके बहुत सारे दोस्त हों, वो अपने आप को isolate करना शुरू कर देगा. This can be picked up by school teachers. This can be picked up by family. So there's certain early warning signs that we can pick up. Here, if we intervene in that early stage, यानी pre-symptoms की भी आने की stage से अगर हम intervene करते हैं, so you can literally plug the illness in. Yeah, for sure you can change the trajectory of the illness. Now, अगर early इतनी जल्दी हम किसी को पढ़ लें तो क्या इसका मतलब है साइकाट्रिस्ट के पास उठा के लाके दवाइयाँ शुरू करा दें? No, just the psychosocial treatments, just the psychological and social interventions can change the trajectory. Social intervention में making sure उनकी habits ठीक हैं, stress levels कम हो, therapists उनको कुछ थोड़ी सी resilience strategies बना दें, थोड़ा सी cognitive behavioral therapy करा दें, and unfortunately in this current day and age, substance misuse, जो recreational substances लोग use करते हैं आजकल की generation, it is disastrous for mental health. अगर हम सिर्फ tidying up, सफाई करते हैं, you can literally change the trajectory of the illness. अच्छा, अगर खुदा ना खास्ता symptoms हो गए, then the next stage is starting treatment very, very early. What we call, there's a therapeutic window, there's a window. If we start within first 3 months of origin of the first symptom, you can actually change the course. I worked in a service for 18 years with early intervention service. 30% of people we could needed medication only for a short period, and we were discharged back to the GPs. Another 30% may have needed the medication for maybe a year, 12 or 24 months, and then they were stopped. They never needed to come into the mental health services. And another 30% were those who needed treatment for some longer period. So all I'm saying is 60% of even within that service, the 900 patients that I had in my service for 18 years, they were discharged back to their general practices, and mashallah, they were students, they were doctors, they were engineers, they were IT consultants, and they were into their normal lives. So psychosis के बारे में knowledge, evidence has tremendously improved.
बिल्कुल. So the keynote over here is that not to panic and seek help
Absolutely.
and be a keen observer in such cases. So, Yumna, my question from you would be, and guest has asked how to be confident with our natural flaws, and if you could add a few sentences on how to avoid phone addiction due to this lockdown. Just two questions for you. So if you could summarize both of them, please.
Okay, sure. So firstly, we need to understand that what are we labeling as flaw? I am really very cognizant of that because हम आजकल हर चीज को flaw बोल देते हैं when it is really a very normal thing. So very important for you to first analyze कि मैं अगर किस चीज को flaw बोल रही हूँ, so it's kind of like it's a platform, it's an opportunity for me to develop. If it is a flaw, let's just say that if it is something that a trait that I've identified, a skill that I've identified, that I can be more confident, I can be more knowledgeable, that's something that, yes, that's a room for development for you. That's an opportunity of development for you that I can, let's just say that I do not know the language of French and it's important for me and I can learn it, right? But you need to identify as such. आपकी flaw जो होती है, आपकी फिजिकल ट्रेट्स नहीं है, आपकी लुक्स नहीं है, आपका इंट्रोवर्टेड होना इज नॉट अ फ्लॉ, आपका एक्सट्रोवर्टेड होना इज नॉट अ फ्लॉ. सो यू रियली नीड टू बी वेरी कॉग्निजेंट ऑफ व्हाट यू कॉलिंग इट अ फ्लॉ बेसिकली. So I'm not going to just give a general idea because people might misperceive it and assume okay, you know what, if I'm considering my flaw to be, let's just say, which is very prevalent, if I'm considering being dark skinned a flaw, so oh, I'm just going to go and get whitening treatments and that's okay. No, but you really need to be cognizant. You need to educate yourself what your flaw is, and if it really is a flaw, then उसके बारे में आप क्या कर सकते हैं, what are your feelings as a reaction to your perceived flaw. अब वो reaction once again, जिस तरह हम anger की बात कर रहे थे, क्योंकि anger is a basic human emotion, उसका reaction determine करता है healthy and unhealthy. इधर भी आपकी flaw is a reality, is a perceived reality in your mind, ठीक है? उसका reaction determine करता है whether आप उसको healthy perspective से आगे लेके चल रहे हैं, अनहेल्दी perspective से. कोई भी फ्लॉ अगर आपको लगता है एंड देन आप उसको ही सेंटर ऑफ अटेंशन बना लिया है, आपकी पूरी जिंदगी उसके इर्द गिर्द रिवॉल्व कर रही है, that converts into obsession, that is an imbalance and that is unhealthy. So what you really need to do is educate yourself, understand whatever it is that you want to put limelight to, whatever you want to highlight, contact people who you know have the knowledge to help you, people who you know that have the emotional capacity to provide you with the compassion, with the support you need, and then go about it. ये हो गई perceived flaws की. So I'm not going to give a general answer because you never know people क्या flaw समझ रहे हैं, and then they might mistake it and just go ahead with because panel में सुना था उन्होंने. So that's something I really want to be cognizant of. So other thing, phone addiction. I think Dr. Imran ne mentioned kiya tha first question mein that phone, he mentioned it when you're talking about sleep. So when we talk about practicing good sleep hygiene, is that 30 minutes pehle hi aap phone ko band kar dein. वो basically it is dictating a routine. अगर आप फोन यूज कर रहे हैं, so you really need to see once again कि क्या आपका फोन जो है, जो कि आजकल की लाइफ में, आजकल के रूटीन में, it's very normal to happen कि everything is happening on your digital world. So that's valid. But then again, there is a physical life, there is a social life that exists outside of your phone as well. You need to make sure that there is not an imbalance. There's a healthy balance between your working hours on your phone, especially knowing that we are in the middle of a pandemic. So most of our work and most of our things are happening virtually. So there's a sense of, you need to realize what am I tilting towards, and also be mindful of what you're consuming when you're using your phone. So phone addiction be it kind of like if you are consuming all the time those news that are adding to your distress, all the time that you're consuming all those things that are adding to your anxiety. आप देख रहे हैं, ओ बाकी सब की life में, even we're in the middle of pandemic, but people are going out, people are doing everything, but I am under quarantine, I'm under lockdown, I'm not getting to do all those things, kind of adds on to your feelings of hopelessness, feelings of depression, feeling all that negative state that you are in. So what you really need to do is be mindful of what you're consuming on your phone, be mindful of how it is part of your routine, be mindful of constructing that balance. अपने आप को फोर्स से शुरू करना पड़ता है, बिकॉज अगर फोन है तो आपका बुक भी है, अगर बुक है तो आपकी फैमिली भी है, अगर फैमिली है तो आपके फ्रेंड्स भी हैं, आपकी लाइफ में डिफरेंट रोल्स हैं, आपकी लाइफ में डिफरेंट एलिमेंट्स हैं, एस्पेक्ट्स हैं, उन सब की अपनी अपनी इंपॉर्टेंस है. So in order to prevent reaching a point which causes an imbalance, you have to place importance of every other thing in your life. Family के साथ चाहे 5 minute ही सही, you do that. You start off, stop using, give yourself phone breaks. Phone breaks help a lot, especially if you're an addict right now, and if you find it very difficult for you to constantly stop yourself from checking your phone and again. Set timers. Okay, at least 5 minute या 10 minute के लिए I'm not going to check my phone until my timer rings, and then it helps you, it programs you, and then वो timer जो है आप elongate करते रहें. It helps you break that addiction, break that pattern.
बिल्कुल. So basically we have to be very mindful, और अगर हमें एडिक्शन हो गई है तो इसका इलाज भी हमारे पास ही है कि हमें कब रोकना है अपने आप को, और हम अपने ऊपर चेक रखें कि हम बेसिकली कंज्यूम क्या कर रहे हैं. So now I have a question from the psychiatrist. A guest has asked that I think my child has ADHD. Whom should I consult for it, and does he has to take medications for his whole life? I myself am suffering from anxiety because of this.
ADHD, एक तो we don't know how old the child is. अगर school report कर रहा है, अगर mom या parents खुद बच्चे में वो hyperactivity, impulsivity, as if they are on the go all the time, वो symptoms कुछ pick कर रहे हैं, तो I think then they need a formal ADHD assessment. ADHD के अलग assessments होते हैं जिसमें ratings जो होती हैं वो स्कूल से भी कराई जाती हैं, वो parents खुद भी करते हैं, and then the treating person or the assessor does those assessments as well. बहुत evidence है if it is ADHD और किस type की ADHD है कि methylphenidate or Ritalin works. It would depend upon the पहले ज़माने में, in fact जब मैं training कर रही थी, which is like going back 15 years, even in the UK, a lot of psychiatrists did not believe in this diagnosis, और वो कहते थे this is a disorder of growing up, conduct से related है, बच्चा बड़ा होगा तो खुद ही. मगर evidence बहुत है कि people we are diagnosing adults with ADHD. तो it could be कि it's mild symptoms हैं, थोड़ी सी behavioral intervention, थोड़ी सी therapy, the person can learn to cope with that inner anxiety या जो वो inner उनकी motor होती है उससे, and they might not need the medications for lifelong, but it all depends upon कि क्या कितनी severity है और क्या age group.
बिल्कुल. So I think the first step for the guest would be that आप ADHD का assessment करवाएं, and इसके बाद you will know कि which way to move forward. And we have another question from the psychiatrist. So this is a long one. What should a person do if seeking therapy isn't helping them change their attitude or the way they deal with situations? Sometimes after sharing our thoughts with the therapist, you do to an extent understand where you're going wrong or what you need to change, but you're unable to bring that change in your life. For instance, feeling hopeless for the future in terms of employment, marriage, etc. Basically, even after being aware of how do you actually change the way you think to bring about the change in your life. So basically,
I personally feel that Yumna would be in a much better position to answer that question.
Okay.
Yumna?
If you could, okay.
Because it's just about how do they change their mindset. They've understood what's not going right, but how do they then act on what's been discussed, or how do they implement that change? I think this is what we are trying to ask.
Yeah. Yumna, could you add a few points to it, please?
Yes, definitely. Now see, yes, knowledge आपको मिल गई, आपको awareness मिल गई है कि ये सब चीजें, you know, these are the things where I perhaps may not be going right, or these are the things that I know that I can achieve or should be doing. Knowledge and practice are two different things. What happens that what reinforces your behavior, what changes your behavior is the fact, some trial and error, some practice, some role modeling. Just because you know कि मेरी, let's just say कि I have a negative way of thinking and I should convert it into a positive way of thinking is not the solution. What we really need to do in therapy as well, we need to give you some form of simulations, some form of platforms where you get to practice it, where you get to actually see your thoughts into play. So seeing it projecting out of you, seeing your behavior helps you. It kind of serves as a map, as a guideline कि अच्छा अब मुझे समझ में तो आ गया है, लेकिन इसको implement ऐसे करना है. Sometimes we don't know कि the way we wake up कि the moment we wake up, that is वहीं से ही हमारा जो negative priming है, negative programming है, वो शुरू हो जाता है, and that is the pit through which we fall and spiral down into our anxiety, into our hopelessness, into our mindset. So that's something that we need to be aware of, and we need to be knowing कि इस तरह इसको change करना है through practice, not just by theory. Theory तो पता चल जाती है, वो तो आप Google भी कर देते हैं, but we need to provide ourselves with the opportunity. For example, the moment we wake up, we need to have a self-check routine. We need to know how we are feeling. And once we know how we are feeling, we also need to ask ourselves, how can we help ourselves? How can we support ourselves? And support and help doesn't only come when we are feeling anxious, when we are feeling agitated, when we are feeling angry, when we're feeling stressed out. Support and help also comes when we're feeling happy, when we're feeling excited, when we're feeling ambitious. So you really need to make self-care a part of your routine. You really need to make all these things a part of your routine that will give you that resilience boost, that will give you that platform कि अच्छा अब होप ये resilience boost context में बता दूं क्यों आया यहाँ पे कि अगर आपका mindset negative है, अगर आप hopeless feel कर रहे हैं, resilience will help you counter it, right? All these things will help you counter it. आप ये सब resilience आपको मिला, you will find it in yourself to actually go and practice the skills that you know you want to learn, change your mindset that you know you want to do. But if you do not get that platform, वो energy ही नहीं आएगी आप में to actually make an effort to change it. So one thing that you really need to do कि theory अलग चीज है, practice अलग चीज है. Provide yourself the opportunities to practice it. Seek help. आपकी therapist, अगर आप therapy ले रहे हैं तो ask your therapist to provide you with that simulation opportunities where you can actually see your thoughts, your behavior at play there and then.
Can I just add something?
Yeah, sure,
I just
sure.
want to thank the participant के उन्होंने अपनी she's shared something that she's personally or he experiencing. So I think having that insight के I have reached a certain point, but the implementation is difficult for me. I think this is in itself a goal जो उन्होंने achieve कर लिया है. So they are in the right direction. All they have to do that, like Umna is saying, if they are seeing somebody, उनसे थोड़ी सी support लें कि how do I practice it, how do I enact it, how do I do it to see the benefits. But thank you for sharing that question.
Very cool. Thank you so much for your input. So we have another question for the psychiatrist. Please discuss avoidant restrictive food intake disorder.
Janab. Okay, so this is a very interesting phenomenon. It's something recent in the current diagnostic entity. This is more about a maladaptive eating behavior. It is more about not getting enough nutrients, not getting the right calories, not eating a well-balanced diet. It is very different to जैसे anorexia nervosa होता है जिसमें there's a clear body dysmorphophobia होता है कि where you feel कि जी मेरे I've got something wrong with body image के बारे में feelings होती हैं. This is purely होता ही है कि people look up good old Google. They'll Google something, they'll find something, उसमें उनको एक food item के बारे में कोई cautions मिलेंगी, all of a sudden सबने मुर्गियाँ खानी बंद कर दी. So they start depriving themselves. So this is a disbalance of calorie intake for what the body needs and what you're providing. और ज़्यादातर ये होता ही है कि non evidence based या non scientific वेटेज के साथ we just look up thing और फिर वो हमारे दिमाग में बैठ जाता है, या तो मैंने नट्स बहुत खाने हैं या मैंने नहीं खाने, या मैंने एक सर्टेन फूड आइटम खाना है दूसरा नहीं खाना, और सेल्फ डायग्नोज करना. रिमेंबर the best thing we can do is to have a balanced diet, just normal balanced diet. And if you really want to look at something to improve your memory, to improve your cognitions, to improve your mood, simple cheezein, you know, eating fish can be good, green leafy vegetables are good, dark chocolates are good. Itni simple strategies hain that you can actually improve your memory function, your cognitive functions, your brain functions, and they can help you with your moods as well. Lekin as far as this is avoidant food intake behavior is concerned, this is based on unfortunately inaccurate and incomplete non-evidence based information. This is just a fixation one gets.
Bilkul, thank you so much for that, for clearing that up, because there are a lot of misconceptions with eating disorders. So, Himna, now I have a question for you. So, how do you know you have a personality disorder? And if you do and don't feel comfortable telling the school, but then your actions keep changing and students make fun of you, what do I do?
How do you know that you have a personality disorder? If you feel that any aspect of your personality is is having a heavy balance on every other aspect, it is making you feel uncomfortable as well, and you can see the consequences, kind of like the way it's impacting you, your life, your different areas, that's a sign कि कुछ problem, कुछ area of डेवलपमेंट या उसको आपको गौर फरमाना चाहिए, वो एरिया है, दैट इज अ साइन, ठीक है, वो रिगार्डलेस है. अब जहां तक बात होती है कि लोग मजाक उड़ा रहे हैं, that is just insensitivity on their part, to be very honest. So you need to change your circle, because obviously चाहे आपके साथ कोई भी आपको personality disorder हो या ना हो, कोई भी mental health आपका condition हो या ना हो, you need to remember that, as doctor mentioned, psychosocial support, psychosocial intervention. Why is that important? Because anything, be it कोई physical condition भी हो, if you do not have that social support, it can be aggravated, it can worsen. Therefore, if you have a personality disorder, if you don't have a personality disorder, if you are just a normal person without any mental health conditions, आप भी अगर ऐसे सोशल एनवायरनमेंट में जाएंगे जहाँ पे आपको लोग आपको बुली कर रहे हैं, आपको टीज कर रहे हैं, मॉक कर रहे हैं, without providing that compassion, that room of that energy of love, that energy of pure friendship, genuine energy that every human deserves, and it's their basic right, that's going to create adverse reactions. ठीक है, so we never know कि ये जो आप जिस trait को personality disorder के साथ associate कर रहे हैं, perhaps that's just a reaction of the social environment you are in, right? So you really need to be firstly change your social circle, because social support हम उतनी importance उसको देते नहीं है या समझते नहीं है कि उसका इम्पैक्ट जो है हमारे कॉन्फिडेंस से लेके, हमारी इंटेलिजेंस से लेके, हमारे वे ऑफ टॉकिंग से लेके, वे ऑफ थिंकिंग से लेके, हमारे इमोशंस तक, हमारे काम से लेके, हमारे पढ़ाई से लेके, हमारे घर, and the way we dream about ourselves, it impacts every aspect of our lives. So therefore, what you really need to do is, be it being diagnosed with or without any mental health condition, you need to first take that step to help yourself. And when we're talking about helping ourselves, we're also talking about dissociating with any element of your environment that's going to be toxic, be it addiction of phone, be it gaming addiction, be it addiction to people who are toxic for us. So that's something that comes with learning about how our environment is impacting us. Not everything is a mental health condition, not everything is a mental health disorder. It is sometimes a reaction to something that's नेगेटिव तक। हाँ, कुछ आपने गलत खा भी लिया तो वो आपको रिएक्शन आता है, ठीक है, उसका मतलब ये नहीं होता कि आपको खाने से एलर्जी है, आपको बस वो एक रिएक्शन आ गया, आपका पेट खराब हो गया, whatever, right? So that's something that could be a reaction to that thing. You diagnose it, you get yourself the social support you need, and perhaps that trait won't be there, but if it is there, you go get the professional support, the professional checkup done, and it'll be fine. Everything is manageable.
Okay, thank you so much. So the main point over here is to be well aware of yourself and well aware of the environment around you to actually understand what is wrong and how do we actually cater it. So thank you so much to our psychiatrist and psychologist for answering the questions. So now I would like to ask you for your concluding remarks and just a brief overview and the key points to remember when it comes to anxiety and depression. It's medication and therapy or mental health in general during social isolation. So, Professor Imran Naseem, please, would you like to say something?
अच्छा देखें, mental health is critical for our day-to-day function. What is mental health? Mental health is socio emotional well-being, यानी हमारी जज्बाती, हमारी नफ्सियाती और हमारी समाजी well-being. This impacts on our day-to-day functioning. It impacts on our decision making. It impacts on our our perceptions. It impacts on our actions. So the balance is critical. Now, it's very important for us to understand that we all can have mental health issues. Having mental health issues does not mean that we have developed a mental illness. There's a difference between them. Most mental health issues, whether it's because of stress, anxiety, in current situation, are transient. We can deal with them just by changing our lifestyle, by dealing with them sort of psychosocially, sort of by more of activities, more social interactions. You know, for example, of social isolation, lockdown. What we failed to understand, it was about social distancing. It was not about cutting our contacts off from the rest of the world. It was about safety and social distancing. So instead of saying social distancing, हम social isolation की तरफ चले गए. And so if you change your perceptions, all of a sudden उसकी catastrophic effects जो है ना वो minimize हो जाते हैं. दूसरा personal take from me, I think most of these mental health problems are simple and easy to deal with, and God forbid if there is a more severe problem, safe treatments are available, short-term treatments are available, and आजकल के day and age में long-term outcomes and prognosis is alhamdulillah very, very good. The key is biopsychosocial approach.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that input. Yamna, would you like to add a few words?
Yes, sure. As doctor said कि अगर आप कुछ emotion feel कर रहे हैं, वो उसको as an emotion identify करें. It doesn't necessarily, if you're sad, it doesn't mean that you're depressed. If you're angry, it doesn't mean that you have a personality disorder. You really need to normalize yourself as well, because during this pandemic as well, बहुत ज़्यादा देखा है कि ज़रा सा एक negative emotion, seemingly negative emotion आप में अंदर आया, and we're taking it to a level के oh, I have a condition, I have a disorder, and I need help. So this also stems from that helpless and hopeless environment that we have surrounded ourselves with. So what you really also need to do is first acknowledge कि ये जो एक environment है, global environment, is new for you, and you will be having certain certain impact that you may not have experienced previously. So be patient with yourself, embrace the process. Adaptation will happen, but everyone has a unique journey. And जहाँ तक बात होती है कि how you can help yourself is be mindful of what you are consuming. And when we're talking about consuming, we're not just talking about what you're eating, but yes, your diet helps a lot. There are certain factors that there are certain nutrition that you can take that's going to help in boosting your mood. But that's diet. But we're not only talking about consumption in the form of what you're eating. We're also talking about consumption in the form of what you're surrounding yourself with, the people you're surrounding yourself with, the condition your room itself is in it. Because अगर अभी हम pandemic की बात कर रहे हैं, we are in our room, in our houses. If it's messy, if it's clean, if it's dirty, it has an impact on our energy. We're talking about the news that we're reading every day. We're talking about the shows we're watching. We're talking about the people we're connecting with. So it's not, when we talk about how we can take care of ourselves, we don't have to really go down the drastic measures, but actually come back to the basics in life. Come back to the way we're eating, come back to the way we're sleeping, come back to the way we're connecting with people, biopsychosocial. It all really comes down to the simple things in life that we are actually negating or ignoring. Focus on that and things will work out for you, and remove the stigma, any stigma that you're associating with yourself.
Right. So then the most amazing message that we got from this session is that not to lose hope and be more towards a solution focused person rather than a problem focused. कि हमने problems में रहने के बजाय solutions की तरफ देखें, क्योंकि उसी से हम hopeful होंगे, उसी से हमारी problems का solution निकलेगा. So thank you so much to our panelists for being there and for taking our time. I actually myself feel very light and uplifted after having this session and after talking to you both. So thank you so much for your time. And now I would like Amna to please say a few words.
Yes. Thank you once again to everyone who joined us. I love this session. Thank you so much, Professor Imran, Professor Naseem. आप लोग ने इतने आराम से, इतने आसानी से चीजें समझाई हैं कि लेमैन को बहुत आराम से सब चीजें उनके दिमाग में बैठ गई होंगी. I'm very sure I learned a lot from you guys. So thank you. It was a pleasure to have you with us, and I hope कि हमारा जो मैसेज है, जो हमारा पर्पस है, to make mental health help accessible and affordable to everyone, that was fulfilled today. And I would like to thank everyone who joined us. Thank you so much, Yumna. Thank you to the Connect Here team for translating it for the hearing impaired. And thank you so much, Sania, for conducting the session so beautifully. Essen, I would hand over to you for final remarks and your feedback. I'm very grateful for having you all on board today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Over to you, Essen.
Right. Thank you so much, Amna, for handing over to me. I am having some technical difficulties over here. I hope you can hear me and see me well. First, my thanks to Ms. Sania Said for conducting the session beautifully and moderating it. Second, my thanks to all the panel members, Ms. Yumna Zafar Usmani and Mr. Imran Chaudhry and Mr. Imran Bashir, Dr. Imran Bashir and Dr. Naseem Chaudhry for beautifully conducting this session. It was a very easy one to understand, and like you guys spoke in people's language, or usually doctors speak in more of a technical terms, which is very difficult to understand, but it was a great session. And last but not least, my thanks to Connect Here for engaging with us continuously and delivering it to the people, to other people who I call specially abled people of our society, and sending our message over to them as well. Thank you again so very much. We will be continuing with these kind of events. If you want to be participative or want to participate or attend these kind of sessions, you can connect to our Facebook page and follow us on Instagram or Twitter. We have all our events over there. Thank you again so very much for your time. Again, to all of the panelists, I know your time is very precious than ours because you are serving out the society over there. Thank you again.